sounds like, TJ's just one of those savages in the gym. There's another incident leading up to the Chico fight when he was getting ready for Barral. Then I heard he's on some special summon stuff, and I just lost respect for the guy. There's no hard feelings word, but he's a cheater. So there was another instance leading up to when he was getting ready for then I hear that he's on some special then he hears. So again, a lot of times, and I'm not throwing shade at Team Alpha Male. I think what they're doing is great, and Uriah knows I love him. I'll text him after this if it offends him at all. But again, when you're an absolute winner takes all champion, and guys in the gym aren't at that level, and they don't understand why they're not at that level, and they see you getting the shine, they're gonna throw stuff at you like this. He's on steroids. That's why he's champion. Oh, he goes too hard and he fucks people up. That's why he's champion. I guess it just sounds like a bunch of bitter exes to me. Because Cody's really not saying this stuff, is he? He's champion.
I think, Cody did say a while ago.
Cody talks a lot of shit hype in the fight, but Cody's not saying the guy's on steroids. Cody's not saying he's going too hard in the gym. So from what I hear, Cody goes pretty hard in the gym too. Bisbee goes pretty hard in the gym too. Leo Machito goes hard as fuck in the gym. Verdun goes so hard in the gym. Shane always went crazy hard in the gym. All these absolute winners I know went fucking hard, man. Where you're like, oh my, chill out, man. I was never champion. Most guys I know that complain were never champion. Those champions go foot. GSP, nice guy in the world. When you sparred, it was a nightmare, man. It's just they're absolute winners. And if you take them down, best believe the next day that takedown's not happening. They're gonna take you down and try and break you because they just have this extra gear most people don't. They're the 1% of the 1%. They're the tip of the spear guy. That's what it sounds like you're dealing with TJ. But everyone has their own story. I like Team Alpha Male. It is what it is. It's good for the fight. It's a good build up. What else you got?
And who knows if maybe that one time that he did it was the one where he hit his head and that's what messed him up. So
I know. It's a shitty deal for Holdsworth.
Yeah. All right, so the next one is Tyron Woodley. And he says his next move on the Anna Gaforian podcast was that he's going to move to 185 to fight the winner of Bisping versus St. Pierre.
According to who?
Just him.
Just him?
Just him.
Well, I'm here to tell you that's not happening. Let's go through it. So let's say if GSP were to win the belt, if GSP wins the middleweight belt, he's not going to defend the belt at 85 and 5. He's coming up from 70 to 80. Can you imagine that shit show? It doesn't make sense. If GSP were to win that belt, he would probably fight Woodley at 70 for his belt, so he's a 2-weight champion again. He's vacate 85. He's never going to fight 85 again. I think he's going to struggle come Saturday at 85. He's never fighting at 85 again. If he were to win by decision, he's going to go back to 70, fight Woodley for the belt. Or Woodley's not a big enough star. GSP goes, no, I'm not doing any of that. And he holds out. You won't see him fight for a while until he fights a super fight against Conor. Woodley fight at 85, GSP or the winner business, that would never happen. In no world does those puzzle pieces come together.
Yeah, if anything, 170.
You're fighting 170. The UFC is going to start gearing down and people jumping around doing all this stuff, especially when you're a guy like Woodley where, what? And people don't really want to see you fight. Again, I'm not knocking you. This is, people go, oh, you're such a hater, man. No. You made your bed. You lay it. I just critique it. The bed you have made these past 3 fights have been safe and not entertaining. Now, I will always watch Woodley fight. I think he's an amazing fighter. I think he's one of the best 170ers of all time, no matter what happens moving on in his career. But when you're that type of fighter and you're playing it safe against one boy for 2 fights and then so safe against Maya, you're not going to be a draw. That's not on me. I watch every fucking fight. Sports fights on Fight Pass. I watch Access TV fights in Breaking Bad. I'll watch all your fights. I love them. The general consensus of the public is you're not a draw. That's me campaigning on that. That's me critiquing that. You're not a draw. So when you're not a draw, you don't get to jump over. You don't get to pull these Conor McGregor moves. That's not the way it works. You're going to get what Dana White thinks you deserve. Until you have that Conor McGregor power where you can bounce over here, boxing, 55, 45, 70, 85, whatever you want to do. You have to be such a draw where they're going to put up with your shenanigans.
From my mind to yours.
But you're not a draw. You're not going anywhere.
And
It's not happening. Now, does Woodley deserve to do what he wants? Yes. He's one of the only champions who fights all comers. He defends his belt how many times? Against the next legit opponent? You're the only guys doing it. But when you have those performances, you're not allowed to jump around. It's like being an actor, giving a shitty performance in a movie and then thinking you're going to jump into the next Iron Man. What? No. You can take what we're going to give you. You ain't the next Marvel movie, crazy. It goes for the guy who's a big draw. It's entertainment. Don't get it twisted. What else you got?
So you know how the contract with Fox and UFC's up this end of this year?
Is it end of this year?
Yeah, 2018.
End of 2018? I think it's sometime in 2018, right? Does it say when it's up?
It says Fox Network has been the home of the UFC.
Oh, 2018, okay.
At the end of 2018.
But now, before you do this, just so people realize it, most of the time when your deal's up, wheels are already in motion or deal's almost pretty close to being done by now. So it's red flags that there's no smoke or fire right now. It's red flags. Like if you're any other company and you're looking for TV rights and you're not seeing a lot of news, this isn't good. Carry on. What is it?
Oh yeah, it is the end of 2018. That's when the deal was done. And then they also said that they might even move to digital platforms, so no TV, no cable.
So the Fox Network has been the home of the UFC for a few years now, and it ended in 2018. When the UFC signs this next broadcast deal, it could come on a digital platform, according to UFC President White. He put, absolutely, the UFC could be on digital platform. The stuff is all about to change. When I grew up, we had channel 3, 5, and 8, 13, and then channel Sesame Street is on. Those are all the channels we had that day, right? Fighting works everywhere across the planet. Now with technology, we're getting to the point I always dreamed about. I used to always say, we'll take this thing all around the world, build a fan base, build some talent in every country around the world, then we'll get to the point where in time, everyone can watch at the same time on the same platform. We're getting to that day. I have two thoughts on this. I think one of the reasons goes, hey, we might go all digital is because that might be their only choice. There's not a lot of buyers in the game who want the UFC, especially after this year. 2017 has been a nightmare. Again, I'm not hating. It's just what the fuck the ratings have been, and the stars haven't fought this year, and Conor decided to go to boxing, so you have a rough year, and the marketing has been off and all that. So I think one of the reasons he says this is because it might be the only option.
The best option is the only option.
Yes. And I do think that the old guard of TV and tune in at 8 p.m. and make sure you see it here or you're not going to see it again is changing. TV's still big. Look at the MLB World Series rating. Sports are still huge on TV. TV's still a pretty big component. You also need to have a digital space too. You got to be in both. But I think the one thing that's not dying is sports. Ratings all down, but not for the World Series. If it's a good product, people are still going to tune in, especially if it's live. If it's live, if they're coming to see it live, you're always going to have a rating on TV if the product's good. So I think with them going, oh, we're going to go all digital, I think they have to say that because there's not a ton of players in the game. I hope they figure it out. It's good for UFC, it's good for me usually.
There's something about TV that I don't even understand, but when it's on TV, it just feels cooler when you're watching live sports.
Yeah.
As opposed to watching on a computer.
Yeah, I think you have to figure out to do both. Maybe do a deal with Amazon, you do a deal with Twitter or Facebook. But if you're just exclusively on there, now listen, no one gets digital media more than I do. I live in digital media world. 18 to 36 million is how I make my living. But you're gonna take a step back. You're like, geez, I can't watch this on TV anymore. Nah, man, you gotta get on your handheld. Ah, fuck. I get that's gonna be the future. It's a rough look right now. We're not there yet. The NFL would have done that already. These other leagues are way further than us down the road. The TV, also, pay-per-view is where they make a majority of their money. That's where the UFC gets their nut for. Those TV deals where they get a ton of their money. You just go digital and sell advertising. It's crazy. $4 billion split to the UFC. You gotta figure that out. That's gonna be the road. I don't know. What else you got? Oh.
All right, for the upcoming UFC MSG, there will be instant replay. Like it's in writing now. Last time it wasn't in writing, it was super confusing.
Thank God.
The Weidman.
They had so many mistakes there, right?
Yeah. Especially the Weidman Masasi one.
Yes.
For the knees, all that stuff.
I love that. Makes sense. Well, in 2017, we can use freaking replay. It's only going to help the fighters out if there's, a weird call or a controversial call or something like that. So about goddamn time we're using instant replay. And side note, why in the world does Major League Baseball still use umpires? You know how easy it would be to just, and it's 100% accurate, to have a machine call a strike or ball? Do you have any idea how much more efficient it would be? And I know it's America's pastime and those umps, I guess, are there for a reason, but there's technology out there that can tell you if it's a ball or strike, where it's down to a T. Where, you watch that game 5. There was a ton of missed calls because now what they do is they have the strike zone and they show the strike of ball. You see how many balls they call strike. That's not fair. They're banking off the homeboys' strike zone. Why are we doing it? It's 2017. Why don't we do it more professional? Very strange. Also, why are the managers doing things? It's another thing. Anyways, carry on.
How soon after when they throw the strike zone thing, how soon do they replay that?
Right away. Well, the strike zone there, the shoulder is red, and the strike zone is red. Strike! Come on, bro. That's not a strike. They have way too much control. This old ump back, two guys on every bit of 7. You're crazy if you don't show favoritism towards certain pitchers. It's crazy the bias they have with some of these pitchers. Because a lot of these pitchers, they're legends, man. They're superstars. For sure they're going to get more calls for swing than some other guys. You can eliminate all that. We have a strike zone, and it's a red or blue light, or red and green light if you strike the ball. It takes all the man air out of it.
And that's the key thing too, it's taking the air.
Look at the statistic, how many errors those strike guys, those fucking umpires make. It's a big deal. And I'm not a balls deep in baseball, but that was my one critique of it. I watch why are the managers in goddamn uniforms? It's ridiculous. And why are we not having computers call it? I get that. Well, you need to guy, these guys in the umpires in the hospital. So, we do some other stuff. The main guy calling strikes or balls,
that guy.
that's what he's there for.
Just strikes out.
Yeah, that's it.
Maybe there's more, but I have no idea.
And then argue with managers, which is awesome to take out the mask and give each other space.
Also, in this one, instant replay, it's only 4 fight ending finishes, so I don't know.
Why limit to that? If you have access to it, it can help clear the controversy. Why limit to fight any stuff?
I think the argument was if you stopped it and it wasn't like a fight or anything, you're giving someone else an opportunity to rest or something like that. So I don't know. At least this is a good beginning.
We're getting there. New York needs it. How crazy is that the UFC 2019 is sold out, but Lomachenko's fight is sold out Sunday night. That's Square Garden. Who are you fighting? Lomachenko's fight. Oh my God. You can look it up.
Yeah.
His fight, so Rinda. Sorry, Rinda. Yeah, he just got amazing fight. Both undefeated titles, and see it sold out.
Yeah, they did that last time. The last time we saw that kind of went well. Like, no one was selling out anything in the night. Remember there was like 2 UFC events and then there was 2 boxing events. The boxing ones were big, and they didn't, there was like no buys. Alright, so Jim Lampley, I guess there's a video that Floyd Mayweather did when he was just kind of sparring on a bag. And then when this guy was asking him about that, Lampley said Floyd Mayweather lost only a few rounds because obviously Floyd Mayweather did it on purpose to throw it so that he can do a rematch.
First of all,
And that's why he's also on the bag again.
alright, well, first of all, I like Jim Lampley. Love his coat there. With that houndstooth. He looks like a dime piece in that coat. I have the silver fox there. I'm a Jim Lampley fan. But his ill will towards mixed martial arts is so crazy.
Yeah, he doesn't say good.
He's so passionate for boxing, which I love him, and he's the best commentator in the game, and he's great on HBO. I just don't get his disdain for mixed martial arts. We're not taken away from boxing yet. We're not the new kid in the class who's switching things. No one's stealing any views, none of that stuff. Floyd Mayweather, who's the king of boxing, wanted that fight as much as the UFC did. It takes 2 to tango, so his hate just doesn't make sense to me. So whatever he says about Conor McGregor in that fight, and he never thought it was serious anyways, it just doesn't hold up to me. So when he goes, he allowed Conor McGregor to win 3 rounds. Did he, or was he kind of feeling him out because Conor McGregor was a heavy puncher and didn't want to get knocked out? Did he? Was he the one where he wanted Conor to slip that left hand and throw a mean uppercut? You think he's letting Conor McGregor slip that punch and throw that uppercut? I think he did kind of, let it go on longer than it could have, but I don't think those early rounds he's giving him anything. I don't. I think he didn't know what to expect. None of us did. It was that X factor. He was like, hold up, let's see what this kid has. Even if he wins 1 or 2 rounds, it's not the end of the world. I'm going to download his data like I do everyone, and I'm going to outclass him. I don't think he was giving those rounds. I think Conor took those rounds, and I think it was because Floyd Mayweather was playing it safe and trying to figure out what kind of animal he was dealing with. Once he figured that animal out, we saw what happened. But those first rounds, he didn't know what to expect. He didn't want to risk anything. And Conor took those rounds. Conor landed. Conor worked. It's just, these boxing guys, they just can't give it up. They're just like, no, he's the best of all time. He wouldn't want to round if he didn't want it. That's the way it works. There's no sense of it. If Floyd went out there super aggressive, his chance of getting knocked out were higher than a lot of other fights he's had in a long time. So Conor is a weird, unorthodox counter puncher, bigger man. It's just like, you don't become the best of all time by fighting like an idiot. You download the data. And when you download that data, that aggressive fighter might win some rounds, but in the long scheme of things, you're going to end up on top. Conor took those rounds. Who cares? Conor lost the fight. He took those rounds. Yeah, he has no boxing fights. Took one of the rounds from the best of all time. Big deal. And people go, you just don't know boxing. No, I do. Matter of fact, I know it better than most people say that. It's just, you gotta give credit where credit's due. He took those rounds. It doesn't take anything away from Floyd Mayweather. He still outclassed him. He still won the fight. There's also no rematch. It wasn't a close enough fight, so there's a rematch. So when he says there's suckers out there that Floyd can make 150 million on the rematch, no one wants to ever see that again. You're wrong, Jim. You're off. No one's ever paying to see Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather fight again. That's failed. That's over. We saw that circus. I see what that's about. I never want to see it again. That's it, man. But they just can't give it up. They just can't give it up.
I was gonna say that they usually frame it that way, that he purposely lost those rounds just because he wanted people to see MMA doing well. But that's part of his strategy, right?
That's always his strategy. And I don't think he subconsciously, or I don't think his game plan was we're gonna lose these rounds.
Yeah,
I think he went these first few rounds we're gonna play it smart, we'll play it safe, see what he does. If we're not losing or winning the rounds. We're just going to feel it out. Then we're going to take over when it's time and win this thing. Now, if I lose those, whatever. But as soon as I get that down, we can go to work, which is what happened.
Legendary.
I don't think you would have seen Connor do as well, in the first 4 rounds, which I thought he went 3 out of 4 probably into that game. But let's say you just kind of 6-3. I don't think you kind of would have done as well if Floyd was able to download it in that first 30 seconds. Yeah, you probably would have seen Connor in the game. Floyd went out there at 5 second shift. Yeah, see that. It's over. He's out of 4. It took him a little while.
Alright, some just quick announcements. UFC's heading to Western Australia, so Perth, Australia will be getting UFC.
Paging Mr. Whitaker, paging Mr. Whitaker.
It's 2:21.
When is that?
Sunday, February 11th.
I'll go on a limb right now and say you're getting Whitaker versus Luke Rockhold.
Color in the diagram.
That's a good one. Another announcement. UFC 220 set to take place January 20th and from Boston. And I think I told you that it's making people believe that this is possibly where Connor comes back. It's a huge Irish population there.
I mean, Boston's a big Irish population. New York's a big Irish population. There's, so I don't know if it's necessarily a tip of the hat that comes from the fight there. That generally makes sense. Conor Manager also came out and said that Tony Ferguson has earned the right to fight Conor.
Audio time, right?
Yeah, Audie said that. Shout out to Audie, he's a beast. But and he's worked with a lot of high-level guys. Tony Ferguson, Conor McGregor, Weidman, a lot of guys. So, 220 timing-wise, January 20th, said we're in November, December, January. I mean, for Tony, it makes sense too. I can see it. UFC 220, and it kicks off the year, so you can get some good numbers wise to get these TV deals going. So let's say Conor takes that and fights one more right in the year. You got big numbers, or he fights 3 times next year, which would be a lot, but fights 3 times next year. Do you think he's fighting Tony?
Yes, and I also think so because you know how you mentioned that it's time that they validate the belt. It's gone on too long that they didn't do it. So I think Aliatar said the same thing in an interview, and he does manage both guys. He goes, I think it's inevitable they have to fight each other. So if they're going to fight each other, then it'll be
I like that fight, man. For multiple reasons for both guys. It's a great fight. It'd be interesting for him to stay. Do it in Boston. I just don't get why. What it seems on the fight, I just don't get why you don't fight Bubba. Huge fucking tree. Every kind of finishes in this corner. Starting to sold out. Freaking stadium, no one else can sell out. Boston has to be the Celtics player. I think get good pay-per-view numbers. I just don't. I don't know. I think Tony's for sure the next fight, and Boston would make a lot of sense for the American fans.
they've been building up pretty well.